Hi guys, I wanted to continue the conversation. So a few days ago I posted a video about the gotcha day and how it wasn't sitting right with me, how it was being portrayed, particularly from the adoptive parents' perspective. So in no way am I referring to adoptees who have chosen to share their gotcha days or anything about their story. Like, I completely support that 100%. And it doesn't matter what that adoptee's reason is for sharing, like whatever they want to share about their journey, like I support that. So I'm specifically referring to adoptive parents who are putting their lives on the internet. There are so many family vloggers, I guess that's what they're called. So they have YouTube channels, they document their lives on camera, and more we're seeing these families choosing to go the route of international adoption. And in most cases, they have biological children. And I really don't think it's that adoption is happening more, right? It's that we are living in the time of the internet, YouTube, the ability to put yourself out there, in some cases make a living off of it, which is totally fine. I guess my issue is when these channels, and you probably even know, like what sparked this rage in me is a specific family vlogging situation. But it's been on my mind definitely since I first heard about it. And it's the story of a white family had several biological children already and chose to adopt a child from China. And the child had special needs. They apparently knew that child had special needs prior to adoption, before the kid was even like officially theirs, or they were sharing all this stuff about him. And this doesn't sit well with me because yes, he's a child. Yes, he doesn't know what's going on right now, but to have all of your stuff out there, like all of your, like in this child's case, all of his disabilities and special needs that he had, or that he has, and this family, and I was aware of the family even before this happened. Actually, I think I'd seen like his gotcha day or whatever, and again, it kind of fits that same profile where it's like, adoptive family has this heartfelt video, of them going to rescue this little Chinese boy. They're the heroes. We all know how it plays out. Like, set it to some like heartfelt, inspirational sounding music, and you have yourself a tearjerker, right? My biggest thing is like these family vloggers that are making, money off of this. They're documenting their adoption process. They're documenting like every moment of their lives. And as an adoptee, those are very intimate moments. Like you're managing so much newness and so much transition, and like you get scooped up from whatever your situation was, and you're all of a sudden a member of this family. And what this family did was they adopted this special needs little boy from China, and they already had a YouTube channel, and it just blew up over them documenting the adoption process, them sharing all these like intimate details about this child's like needs in his medical history, and then obviously they vlogged the whole trip to China with their whole family to go and pick him up, the gotcha day, and that got millions of hits and millions of views. Yeah, that just doesn't sit well with me. And maybe I'm being like too like sensitive about it or something. So yeah, I was aware of this family before this had all happened. Well, let me tell you what happened actually. So what happened is like they rehomed this child after they had had him for several years. I think like 3 years or something. And after he'd been a part of their family for like 3 years, and they had other children whom he was obviously, connected with, and they were connected with him. And yeah, and this is after her channel grew to, I think, like probably almost like 1 million subscribers. And so there's a lot of YouTube channels out there kind of like definitely criticizing this story and covering it and kind of trying to dig deeper into it. And sorry, the lighting is like changing. And so you can definitely go and like, look this up. I'm sure it'd be easily found in a search. The family's getting a lot of backlash, which rightfully so, because not only did they rehome him after having him for 3 years, but they made a lot of money off of him. Like their channel didn't really grow until they started this adoption process. Post adoption, they were still family vlogging, and they were showing, his transition into his new life and all the struggles that entailed. And like I saw one clip that was really messed up. It was like it was that they had like duct taped his hand, and so he couldn't suck his thumb, which is obviously a comfort, like a coping mechanism for a lot of kids. And what struck me really odd was like she has like, I don't know, a 10-year-old who like I was always sucking her, like all of her older children were always sucking their thumbs, and it was like noticeable because they're pretty old. So the adopted child aside, those children sucking their thumbs on camera being like 10 years old, like that's noticeable. So like what struck me is like the few videos I had watched, I had even noticed the thumb sucking thing myself with their own biological children. But then like there's this clip of him with his hand all duct taped because he was sucking his thumb. And he's like the youngest out of all of them, I think. I think he was like 3 or something like that. And so anyway, this is just one example. And I know there's a lot of like family vlogging channels, families out there who are good families. And I'm not trying to judge anyone. Obviously, I don't know the details even of this story, but I mean, it doesn't look good. So, I hope that child is in a good situation now. But anyway, yes, family vloggers making a lot of money, getting a lot of attention for their adoption journeys and the adoption process. And I'm just wondering what other adoptees think of this. So we all have a very similar story to these, and especially if you're older like me, like my intern tells me all the time how old I am. But I was adopted in like the mid 80s, and it's not that we all don't have a gotcha day and we all don't have struggles transitioning into our new lives, but we don't have every moment of that on video for others' entertainment. And like every meltdown, every tantrum, every moment is not up for scrutiny by strangers. And what really kills me is like those gotcha days. Like back to that, I know I did like a video on that already, but the gotcha day thing in the YouTube family vlogging world is, these videos will get millions of hits, then there'll be thousands of comments just praising the family, praising how good these people are and how lucky that adoptee is to have them as their family. And it's like, maybe that's true, and maybe hopefully they are going to a better life than they maybe would have had. I don't know, and they don't know. But it's like the whole like white savior thing is being so honored, and the adoptee perspective in these videos in particular are so overlooked. But anyway, I want to know, like, if you were an adoptee and if you're older like me, how would you feel 10, 20, 30 years later if you were one of these children whose lives are being documented from the moment they enter them? For the adoptees that are being adopted now, I'm saying like now in the past 5, 10 years, online documentation of adoption stories is seemingly more popular. How are these adoptees going to fare later? When they're processing what they went through. Because like I am old-ish, and I didn't process this stuff until I was late 20s, early 30s. And I'm able to do that privately. I didn't have to consider, others' opinions, or I didn't have footage of my struggles on the internet. So I have to wonder, like, in 10, 20 years, what are these adoptees going to think about their whole beginnings online for all to see, and for all these to have to like read through comments that are just saying how lucky they are to be adopted and to have been adopted into this family, and like that's really what the focus is on in these videos. And it's, I don't know. So I again just want to start a conversation. It's been on my mind, so I wanted to see what other adoptees thought about this. So let me know, what do you think about family vlogging and the adoption stories being shared in this way? So leave a comment down below in the YouTube video, preferably so everyone can see, even non-adoptees who are not in the groups that I might share this in. But like this video if you liked it. I do want to talk about different adoption related topics that I feel are underrepresented and under-acknowledged. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, stick around, like subscribe if you want, and I will see you in my next video. Take good care. Bye.